Up, this is Rap Hits, and so that lady that was with Takeoff that night, well, she's been coming out and revealing even more information about the situation. This is very important information. Now, some people are saying that this lady is a clout chaser and she might be making stuff up or whatever, but I'm going to let you all decide for yourselves. There's text messages coming out and everything. So who knows if this stuff's actual legit or not. I think it might be, but we're going to go over it anyways. And so some things that stand out is in the text messages, it seems like they were on the Little Cam. It looks like Takeoff identified Little Cam and said that dude acting funny. It sounded like that girl was getting shook and she might have left or whatever and came back. She knew the environment was real wild and she didn't like how it was going down. And basically, it looks like I said, they spotted Little Cam acting shifty. And he said he wasn't really worried about it, though, because they used to this type of energy and they used to, they know how to deal with this stuff. Takeoff was saying. So it looks like Takeoff was warned to leave that situation, according to this girl that was with him. And if that's the case, that he had a heads up to leave, and that's this type of stuff you got to sometimes go by. There was weird energy there, and he was shaking it off and ignoring it. Sometimes that intuition, instinct is what you got to go by, because that's your soul speaking to you and telling you what's going down. And some people just ignore it and they shrug it off. They think they're good, but it sounds like he had all the warnings to leave. She kept on trying to tell him, let's get up out of here, let's go. And he was saying, no, they good. They about to leave in a little bit. So another thing that stands out with this information is how she was saying in an interview that the police only contacted her once. She was all ready to give out more information and speak to the police. She thought they was going to be conducting more interviews and really trying to figure out what happened. But it sounds like, according to her, that she was only contacted like once by the police, and they took their time contacting her. And it sounded like they wasn't really looking for any type of information like that. They was just doing kind of a weak interview type thing, just procedure stuff. She didn't feel like they was really trying to figure out what happened. And so that really disturbs me because, like I said, there's been no charges filed yet. And one of the reasons why there might not be charges filed is maybe they're trying to look for a very strong case. But I'm hearing a lot of the witnesses haven't been coming forward either. So that could be it. Maybe they feel like without the witness testimony, without enough witness testimony, maybe they're saying like they don't feel like they can really push this forward, because it sounds like a lot of people are not speaking to the police. They're not speaking to the police. So I believe the police need witnesses to help build a strong case. Otherwise, it's going to really not be worth their time if everyone's just not talking to them. But like this girl said, she was feeling like they wasn't even really looking for answers or anything. So, and one of the last things I really want to bring up is how this girl was talking about that dice game. She said it sounded like they were playing pool before and betting on that or something. But then with the dice game thing, some people were saying it wasn't about dice. Some people saying it was. Well, according to this girl that was allegedly with Takeoff, she's saying what she saw from that dice game was basically, it looked like they wasn't playing fair. It looked like Little Cam's team was, she said, almost forcing them to play. And I know most people aren't going to be forced to play, so maybe it just looked like that. It sounded real aggressive, and maybe they was trying to get them up about their money. But what it sounds like is when they were playing the game, they were calling out numbers that wasn't hitting. So they'd be like, that's my number, I just hit, and it really wasn't there. They'd quickly snatch up the dice and the money before anyone could really, analyze the dice and see if they really hit the number. So it sounds like that's what was happening, where they were just pretty much getting robbed for their money. So they wasn't playing fair. They saw that money getting put down, and they snatched that money up and say, yeah, that's my money, basically, not really even playing the game. It sounded like that's what was happening, and that would explain why Quavo started getting loud with them, because it's like, he saw them, they were just taking their money, not even playing the game. And it's like, hey, hold up now. Then he was like, yeah, let's play some basketball. He was saying that, they was just stealing from them. And like from what I'm analyzing, they wasn't allowed to leave. And so basically they were, it looked like they wanted more money up off of them. And it looked like it was a straight up robbery at this point where they were ready to, snatch their chains and get up in their pockets, basically. Get up and take off in Quavo's pockets. Because, like I said, according to this girl, she saw Lil Cam and Takeoff had spotted Lil Cam across. He said the dude across from Quavo was acting real funny. They got their eye on him. He thought they was going to get Lil Cam up out the club. They thought security or something. They thought mob ties or whatever was going to get Lil Cam up out that bowling alley because they thought they had mob ties had their back. And they said they knew that they wasn't going to let Lil Cam just be up in here acting all aggressive and crazy with them. So I think they figured that somebody was going to do something about it. And it sounded like Takeoff and them knew they was protected. They had guns and stuff too. It sounded like, not them specifically, but they knew people. It sounded like Migos might have had a shooter or two with them. So they wasn't too worried about how Lil Cam was acting. But Lil Cam was on them. Go back to my other videos. We break down how Lil Cam, he hated the Migos. So it sounded like they had spotted that. So they wasn't just out of it like that. They was in tune and they just felt like they could handle it. But it's interesting how they spotted Lil Cam and was warned to leave. They had all these warnings to leave and they just ignored all that and stayed. So that's my update for today. I might leave some links in the comment section where you can get an update on everything. There's some text messages. I might have to leave those for y'all too. So just go to raphits1.com and make sure you subscribe here on YouTube for all the updates and more information as it becomes available. That's about it for today.